Bigga is on the way. Everybody getting alive, getting alive. Bigga is on the way, coming around the block. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Here comes Bigga. Bigga's coming down the block right now. Here he comes. Hit the light. The light. Hit the light in the car so they can see. Damn, man.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's good? What's good? Let's come inside. What's good? What's going on, Romeo? I know a lot of people been waiting for me to respond to some of the things that you've been hearing. A lot of the gossip that's been going on these YouTube streets. Um, a lot of the things that we've heard within the past week, you know, with people stealing people credit cards, you know, all type of stuff like that we've been hearing. So this is the nasty business of YouTube. It really it's not my cup of tea. It's not what I'm into. I'm not I don't come from that. You know what I'm saying? The gossip, the men sitting around talking about each other, you know, I'm just, you know, to each his own. That's not my thing. I don't move like that. That's not how I move. That's not who I am. You know. So, you know, I think it's really nasty business. You know. One of the things I would like to say is that I would like to say that things it don't make sense to me, some of the things that I hear, and it doesn't totally add up, but hey, it is what it is. But if I invited you into my home, or I invited you into a home of my friend, I will be responsible for you, because then I brought you into someone else's house. So that's just like my house. If I had you on camera stealing a credit card out my house and then Somehow I get footage of you from a store that you are so-called using my credit card at. The last thing that you would have to worry about, the least thing, the zilch thing that you would have to worry about is me being on YouTube talking about it. That would not even be a conversation. I would not run to no YouTube or expose you on the footage on TV and everything. That you wouldn't hear that from me. You know, I hear my name being mentioned over and over and over and over and over again by people that don't even know me. But most of you that follow me know that I've always said that I'm a work in progress, and I'm really, you know, I'm not one of the dudes that, you know what I'm saying, that's going to get up here and be like, I want smoke, I want smoke. You know what I'm saying? Bring all the smoke. No, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke. Smoke kills, you know? And where there's smoke, you know what else is behind it? Fire. I don't want no smoke. Because if I even think that there's smoke, I have to get an extinguisher and extinguish the possibility of the fire. I don't want no smoke. I don't want nothing burning down. Shout out Samaya. Hey, what's going on? See you up watching. No personal issues. This week's gossip, everything that you've been hearing going on the internet, you know, as far as the YouTubers versus the YouTubers slandering each other, how we somehow, oh man, it's just not, it's just not good, you know, it's just not cool the way, you know, this is being all played out where, ain't we too old for this? Like, you know, to be getting on these social medias slandering each other? Isn't it more things that we should be worried about? You know, is it more things that we should have our minds focused on than, you know, getting on these social media things, slandering each other, and then you slander the wrong person, you know, or, you know, you see these people in real time. Everyone ain't how they look on these cameras, you know. Everything ain't like, you know, a lot of these dudes is actors, you know, so, you know, like, it's just what it is. They actors. A lot of them are pretenders, and, you know, when rap was going on when I was coming up, you know, used to love rap, used to be into hip hop. Then when this Future came and this battle rap had came out, I liked it, the battle rap. I used to follow it, you know. I liked it, the competition. You know, some of those guys was really good. But I couldn't imagine or think of myself entering in that competition because those guys were so disrespectful. And they would be yelling in each other's face, the spit coming in the face, and then, you know, talking about their mother and what they'd do to them and the gun and the strap and all this. I couldn't get with that. Couldn't get with that. I can't, you know, you yell something like that in my face that, you know, might bring me out the spirit and back into the physical, and we don't want that. And, you know, so that was one of the reasons why I knew I couldn't do the battle rap thing, you know. But this YouTube, this social media stuff is now almost something like just like that. A bunch of men insulting each other, you know, coming up with just crazy stuff to say about each other. Let me make this clear too. For those that don't like the crown, for those that don't like the chair, guess what? I don't care. You think I care what you want to sit back and ridicule about me? You think that's something that phases me or is on my mind or something that I think about? No, it's not. So those that all want to joke me about, oh, you know, the golden chair and the crown. And the thing about it is, the type of person I am is, I personally don't care what you're doing. Do you? Why are we gossiping about each other? Why are we on these social medias running our mouth, doing too much talking? So I personally don't know. I wasn't there, so I'm not aware. You know, I have no idea. I saw the footage. I saw everything that you know, this YouTube thing show. I see, you know, the guy going down the hallway, but I don't see him steal no credit card. I see him go into a room, you know. I don't know what that is I'm seeing, you know, but I see him go into a room. If that is the person's house that is saying that their credit card was stolen and that was the room that the credit card was in, I could see maybe how they trying to insinuate and put all that together. Can I say he did that? No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that he did that, but this is what I do know. That man actions or no man actions or character you can you put on another man. So that narrative of now, oh, that make all their story look bad. What I do is not what they do. What they do is not what I do. We're not linked together. We're not friends. We're not, you know, people like that. That was people that co-workers. And I can't even call it co-workers because I was more like, you know, workers get paid, you know, you already know the story of that. Let me make that clear for too. You know what I'm saying? Their story is not the same as mine at all. You know what I'm saying? You know, all of those guys got paid and they was getting paid pretty nice portion. I was doing for 3.5 years. One was on, it told you, for 9 months. Other was on for 1.5 years. Paid contracts, whatever like that. I wasn't a part of that. Not even the same story. But if you listen well, you've already heard it said that Bigga was my friend. Other guys wasn't my friend. Bigga was my friend. How do friends walk away with gripes like that? And I don't know. I don't even want to. That's in my rear view. I don't even want to focus on that. But what I do know is that I wasn't the only friend. It is weird. It's very weird. Very weird. You know, I totally agree with that. You know, some of those guys surprised me with, with what they were doing, and like I said, I hear them what they say. It's all for views. All this is for views. I don't want to eat like that. You know what I'm saying? That's some food ain't good food. You know, you gotta your brain and what you allow to come inside of it. That's like eating too. So, I sometimes try to watch not only what I eat, but I try to watch what I watch, because that's feeding my brain, and I don't even want that, nonsense in my head. Peace, my brother. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. Let me pronounce your name right. Cape Gain. I hope I pronounced that right. Cap Gain. Much love to you. Any questions y'all have for me? You know what I'm saying? Why you got me on? Yeah, you get that back right. Sorry about that. Any questions y'all have for me? Taking all questions. No, they're not saying I did. Of course not. I can never be associated as a thief. That's not. Last thing I need to do is steal. Those that know me know that. I'm not the thief. No, that's not what was said. He didn't say I stole anything from Bimmy. Bimmy is not an associate of mine. I don't. I'm not. I wouldn't even have been in that situation, bro. You know what I'm saying? You talking to a boss here, and that's real talk. Those that know. I wouldn't have been in that situation. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have called him to borrow no money. Those guys sometimes call me to borrow money. And I ain't going on no. Got that wrong. Who's my favorite battle rapper? I haven't watched battle rap in a long time. It's began to become it lost its luster a little bit after a while to me because they never really I never seen those brothers excel into where I thought they was going to take it or where it was going to go. Last time that I was watching it, um, I had a couple favorites. I don't know, where they at, now, what they doing now. I thought K. Sean was good. He was like strong when I had stopped watching it. You had your Geechee Gottis and a few different people, but that's been a while. Mecca, I have not heard from at all. Those guys, when I left the shop, none of them call me, none of them contact me, nothing like that. They said I stole a pair of clippers from the shop. I didn't hear that one. That must be something new. Steal 500 from Bimmy. I never heard none of that. That sounds totally ridiculous. Uh, that's not. That's not. I don't know where you getting that from, but that's not real. No, I'm done with that. When you moving forward, it's important not to keep looking backwards. You might trip and fall. Yes, actually, cannabis is my dude. Stay looking forward. Next week, you're gonna get a real big surprise from cannabis and me. Just keep looking forward. What's going on, brother? Shout outs to Eat Flashbook. Is Champ a thief? Um, he told you that. If you was watching the shows, watching the episodes, he told you that. Um, did he steal this? I can't say that. I don't, I haven't spoken to him. He haven't, called me and, said, Bigger, this is what happened. Don't listen to them. So I wouldn't, I don't know that man business. I only know what I heard on social media. He said it's not the truth. You know, um, Now, him saying it's not the truth, he said he don't want to speak about it no more. But you know how that go. If it's not the truth, you think want to show that it's not the truth, and maybe he is about to show soon that it's not the truth. We don't know. This is still kind of fresh. He's probably sitting up, just waiting and letting everybody get out their stuff, and then who knows what he's going to come out with to show that this is phony and fake. Um, Future content, the same. I'm going to keep hitting y'all with really good interviews. You know what I'm saying? If you see the interviews that I'm doing, like with, all walks or walks of life, I'm going to have the top people coming on from every walk of life, from, Noble Drew Ali, the Nation of Gods and Earths. You already saw the Bishop McDaniel. Shout outs to him, much respect. You already saw Rabbi Garth, check that out. Shout outs to my brother Robert, the Connect, the Deacon, much love. That's my brother. I'm going to be bringing, the Hasidic Jews are coming. Um, you know, I want Geno Jennings, I really want Geno Jennings. I'm trying to bring every walk of life so you guys could hear what they all have to say. All I have is questions. I don't want a big fight argument thing like, I, like debate or anything. If you guys listen to my questions that I'm asking them, though, you'll learn a lot. I ask them direct questions and direct questions that y'all will be able to compare later when you hear it all laid out. And you have your own choice to make on what y'all really think is correct. What is correct. All the scriptures is my favorite, all of them. All they're all my favorite. I can't say one over the other. I have ones that
In order to use the smart home feature, please log into your Mercedes Me profile.
I have ones
To
that
connect your Mercedes Me
I have ones that are more, you know, stick with me. You know, let this mind be in you, which is also in Christ Jesus, which being in the image of God, saw it not robbery, being equal with God, but took upon himself no reputation, and lowered himself into the form of a servant, and being found in the fashion of a man, he became obedient, even to the death of the cross. I don't think there's a video of him actually stealing. On the video, do we actually see him go in a pocketbook and take something out? We didn't see that. And why is he not locked up yet? Why is he not arrested? Did y'all ask yourself that? That's a serious charge, And you try to go in the so-called Apple and spend $45,000. Oh boy, that's that's something. I think somebody somewhere will be looking into that. That's yeah, And if you in Apple, what did it's more like what did they just do? Deny the card? If they thought the card was fake and you in Apple, we done seen that before. Before you know it, those people be coming through while you online. Excuse me, can you step over to the side? Let me see your ID. But that's a large purchase. No, I don't know. Not familiar with Sonetta and them like that. Besides, seeing them on YouTube. yeah, it's important. You do have to you have to believe in something, you know, that's completely correct, because none of this is by chance, you know. None of this is by chance. And let's just look at this. Look at yourself. Like, stick your arm in front of you right now. Look at your hand. Look at your arm. Look at your legs. Look at your toes. Feel your hair. Check yourself out. You know what is undeniable? That you are a design. Something, someone, whatever you want to believe. That's why we're going to bring it all on to hear what their explanation is of it. But should be evident to you that something formed you. You are a creation. So if you are a creation, there must be a creator. And that's what this is all about. That's what this whole life thing is all about. Ain't about us beefing with each other on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It's about us trying to figure this out. You know why? Because we all have a clock that's running. And none of us know when that clock might tick out, even if you're young. You know how many young people die? Recently, more young people are dying than older people. True story. Death is both our enemy, and hell soon follows. No, I'm gonna look into them, Leroy. I'm gonna check them out. We gotta really be careful of these new things that come up to try to dispel what you have known and what your parents taught you to believe in. That's all I gotta say. You know, the Bible tell you that, you know, at there will be a time where even the own elect could be fooled. I know a lot of stuff that you see that, oh, you know, it looks like this, and the world has been here for this many years, not no 6,000 years, and, you know, God name ain't this, and Jesus, and all of this. I know all of that. I know. I know. I hear you. Yep. That's what we was talking about earlier. You know, sour milk, shout out. We was talking about that earlier. Yeah, I heard about it. I've seen no proof. I don't know if that's real. And I think the gossiping on it is just dirty. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know, I just think that is what it is, and I don't. And with that, I don't see how people try to take that to try to nullify everybody else's argument. You know, we all had different positions of places we was coming from with it. Know that. Somebody told you, if you listen to the story, somebody told you Bigga didn't even want to come in the shop. Somebody told you Bigga didn't even want to have nothing to do with that. Somebody else told you that they used to dream about that and think about how to make themselves a part of that circle. We all came from different aspects. Just food for thought. Like I said earlier, it baffles me how that went to YouTube though. You know, if I had someone on camera that I invited into my home or invited into my people's home and, you know, a credit card and cash and all that, you rumbling through their stuff or rumbling through my stuff and you take something, that would be a goddamn secret. You know, that would not be anything that I would be on no YouTube saying. That would be the least of that person's worry. I wouldn't be on no YouTube talking about it at all. I do believe that, but other people didn't believe it. You know, was the ground rioting. I wasn't, I didn't even, 3.5 years. It wasn't seen, my value, I guess, was seen that it wasn't worth anything. Again, all of those other guys were paid. They all told you they were paid. Contracts, shows set up for them. You know, my situation was not that same situation. Um, I didn't get mad at Smith and Wesson. You know, that's how that looked. I didn't get mad at them. They, you know, you know, just we was all in there, drinking the devil's poison probably, and you know, we come from the same generation, and things was said that wasn't fully probably heard of, or body language was being read that was wrong, and shout out to those brothers. You never know what might happen. Maybe you know they'll be on the platform one day. But you know, that was that was one of the reasons. I didn't drink until I came on that show. And I'm a work in progress. I made a mistake. Got comfortable in the shooting of the shows, and we'll have some drinks, and those are sometimes things that alcohol does. It brings out some bad stuff in us. And what was more important to me is that we was able to settle as men. As you saw at the end, people promote the other part so much, but me and that brother hugged it up, you know what I'm saying, and apologized to each other, and that was more powerful than any other part of it. And I think people didn't walk away with the understanding of I had said that that was coming from a child perspective, and what I was trying to show was that now we all mature differently. That don't mean I think the same exact way. But we would like to know what you guys was thinking at that time, and what that was the interview. No, Yayo is. I like Yayo. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to Tony Yayo. Another one I expect to get on the show sooner or later. I'm gonna figure out, and you know, get that worked out sooner or later. I like Yayo. I like Uncle Murder. I like all of those guys. You know, we all just, basically like the same age. So that was my time. Do I agree? Do I agree with? Do I agree with us using our past lives to celebrate? No, I don't. You know, it's very important that we watch what we put out here to these children. You know what I'm saying? What we put out here to these children is, because we're all writing a book, and one day we won't be here anymore. And you know how they're gonna know about you and who you are and what you might have represent? They're gonna open up that book, and they're gonna read that book, your grandkids, and that book is this, what you getting on social media and recording. You wrote a record. What that record say? Your your prints that you are leaving here is what your family was gonna have. It's what you're gonna have when it's time for judgment. So it's very important that we, be careful with the prints that we're leaving. You know, we want to give the kids. We want to do better by these children. And that was my point with these guys. That's what my point with all hip hop. Hip hop that I grew up off of, and hip hop to this day. What message are we sending to the children? You know, I, I, you might have someone, that back in the, back once upon a time ago, might have got caught up in the drug game. You know, back then, what I could realize is that we was all victims. You know, the crack dealer became a victim just like the crack smoker because you got addicted to that life and getting that money. And if you was a child coming into it pretty much, 15 years old, um, which a lot of, my peers was, we were victims. We were victims of that life and that game just as much as the user. So now there's some of us that made it out of that. There's some of us that, became successful in other avenues of life, and might have made it out of that. So we can't glorify that. We can't glorify that hell, and um, I don't think that we should also glorify hurting one another. on killing one another. That stuff that came along with that life, and you know, yeah, we can't. The glorification of all of that stuff is sickening for me. You got real ones. You got a whole lot of fake ones that never been there, never did it, so they're not emotionally, in tune with feelings. But then you have some that that's effective. Anything you want to talk about the show, just ask me. Yes, I uh, shout outs to my cousin. Um, you know, um, Shout outs to my cousin Derek. You know, um, Definitely check him out at Sergeant Digital Design. If y'all seen the biggie that I have, he created that. He's super nice. Like he's really, amazing artist. He had that gift ever since we were children. That's my first blood cousin. That's my mother's sister's son. I love you, D. You know, um, yeah, Dead Prayers is coming. Dead Prayers is coming. It's funny you mentioned them. Dead Prayers we're probably having about a week or so. That's actually coming up. Shout outs to Umar and me and him probably gonna run it back. Run it back. That's my brother. That was a very good one. I wish it didn't go, is the way it went. But God is he's the, master of all things. It gotta be entertaining, I guess, for you guys. And somehow when I get a little what they call, emotional or, zealous, um, it turns into a lot of views and it turns into a viral moment that other platforms should know because their highest views was me doing that. Don't be set up. I'm just, a real person. But shout outs to my brother. He's we're gonna, run that back where he could be able to explain, his walk of life a little bit clearer and where he's at, with the the movement that he follows, the Pan African movement. He could explain that as well. Cuban Link, I have connections to. Um, Shout outs to Young Blazing. Um, Shout outs to Cuban Links. I mean, I'm not the author of negativity nor the participator. And not saying that, don't get this wrong, not saying that that brother's negativity or anything like that. I just don't like I want peace, not war. You know, I want I want to, you know, I just don't. I don't want to be the author of any confusion. I think the brother have a great, magnificent story. I think he's told it already several times. If I do have him on the platform, it would not be. It would be something different. It wouldn't be what you. It wouldn't be what you're used to seeing. It would be something different. Yeah, you're right. Being positive, these kids don't care no more. It don't seem like the world don't care no more. You don't think I watch this YouTube stuff? I have shows that are so magnificent, you know, that nobody's watching. I've had Coke Rock. Shout outs to my brother, Coke Rock. Now he's the first rapper, the first MC to pick up the microphone. Should have hundreds of thousands of views. Have Grandmaster Cass, one of the founders of hip hop from those days, should have hundreds of thousands of views. I had the captain of Rikers Island. The captain of Rikers Island, shout out Joel Parker. One of my brothers, one of my comrades. Um, should have hundreds of thousands of views. I have detectives, black detectives, should have hundreds of thousands of views, but people not watching what they should. K Solo, the list goes on. I don't want to, the cannabis. I don't want to keep naming because if whoever I leave out, Orange Juice Jones. All of the interviews are epic and great, and just but put something negative up. If I come out right now and I, say that make this one going at, some of my, former partners, your friends or something like that and use their name, oh, that'll get a couple 100,000. But I don't eat that way. You know what I'm saying? I don't eat that way. That's not the way I choose to eat. And, you know, um, for me, I take things a little slightly personal. I don't. I'm a work in progress, and I try to pray to, you know, to stay, in the spirit and not, you know, when these guys in person, everyone is not the same. In person, some people are, not all about, you know, the nonsense. The alcoholics, I'm definitely going to be getting some more South stuff in there. So don't worry, that's coming. We got some treats coming from the dirty South. I used to be in the South heavy. Shout outs to Georgia, shout outs to North Carolina, South Carolina, shout outs, much shout outs to like my second home, Virginia. I heavy in the South. My security life, hmm. Well, speaking about that, you know, um, for those that know, you know, um, I run most of the stuff here in the New York City area, all the Burger Kings that you go to, or the McDonald's that you go to, or the CVS, and so many other stores, so many restaurants. and all that stuff. All of that stuff is me. All of that stuff is my company, and yeah, God has blessed me in a position that I'm very thankful for. Um, I heard it referred to as that, look at him in the Burger King crown. I guess you're right. Yeah, I am the Burger King, I guess. But besides that, I do, private protection for, cause celebrities and stuff like that. That's been my life. That's, how I kind of got up to this. I've been doing that all my life. I'm trying to get Trump. But we have someone else coming though. And that's going to be a surprise. I'm not even going to give that away. You'll see. But Trump, I would love to have the same connections that I have that's coming, is trying to see if that would be a possibility. Uh, the Mace robbery video, I didn't see it. I heard it, but that's my life. I'm from Harlem, 139th Street, born and raised. Those guys I raised up with them. We all, raised up. The day that happened, actually, I was sitting on the corner on 139th Street, and people ran by talking about it in real time. No, I never worked with Gene Deal. When Gene Deal was doing security in the 90s, I was more in the South. When he was, right now he's retired. But when he was heavy on security in the 90s and, early 2000s, I was in the South. Never met Biggie. Nope. No, I never got the chance to meet Biggie. Grew up with Puff though. He's much older than me, but yeah. He used to play in my house as as a kid coming up. You know, his mother, and my mother was associated. And as far as he goes, I would like to say this because it accounts for everyone. Even the situation of stealing. Um, we all fall short of the glory of the Lord. None of us are innocent. None of us. We need to all work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. What's important is to find out what is real. And when you find out what is real, give yourself to the Lord. That's what's important. Don't look in your brother's eye to take out the speck, but you yourself got a plank in your eye. First, before you go to take the speck out your brother's eye, take the plank out of your own eye. where you could properly see how to take the speck out your brother's eye. Dream interview. It's a lot of people I want to interview. A lot of people. I said Donald Trump would be really great. I definitely want Geno Jennings. You know what I'm saying? Geno Jennings is, yeah, Geno Jennings is definitely one. You know, I'm trying to figure that out if I have to go down to the church and, you know, try to get his attention. But Geno Jennings, definitely. People always have time to change their ways. Clarissa, much love, shout outs to you. I would say this, Clarissa. We can't judge nobody, that's correct. We don't know, you know, we only could take note for our own selves. But we all are on a ticking clock. So keep that in mind. You know, you want to make the right decisions and you want to live the right type of life before that clock ticks out, you know. So some people get caught losing their life before they actually can make that change. And none of you want that. None of you want to get, none of us. Look, we all have a common enemy, and that's death, and hell soon follow. Well, I'm here to tell you, hell is real. Forget all what the jokes that you heard with Dr. Umar and the stuff like that. Hell is real. The devil is real. And many of you already know what I'm saying is correct. So with all that, the darkness is real. Why do you think as children that you have inherited? So, you know, General Yohana, yes. Actually, General Yohana was supposed to come on already. I don't know what's happening. I haven't been in contact with his peoples. After Bishop McDaniel had came on, he had got in contact with me and his people and wanted to bring him on. I was all for it, and then something happened in the mix. Hopefully we can still make that happen. I still believe it will happen, you know, so I'm patient. Oh, General Hashar, yes, same, him too. You know, I was put in contact with his people too. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're of the same walk. I believe General Yohana is actually, you know, a head general over General Hashar. But I could be wrong. You know, I'm not, you know, but I believe that's how that goes. No, I haven't talking to him, Clarissa. I haven't talking to him since the last day I was at the shop with him. That was our last day speaking. Or sometimes people cross the line, you know. I never attacked him. No matter what interview I ever held, I never attacked him. I never threw dirt on his name. I never exposed him. Never told his secrets. I never did any of that stuff that's slimy and grimy. I just don't move that way. Now, vice versa, he tried to, he slandered me, and he knows that. You know what I'm saying? He is despicable. And I don't even like to think about it. It's despicable what he did as a brother. He slandered me, you know. And no matter how he felt, I didn't do that to him. Yep, he does, but he got to work out, again, he got to work out his own salvation with fear and trembling. Romeo, in Harlem, in Harlem, you know. I was cruising down on a Harlem street late one night, like 1, 2 in the morning, you know, and I heard someone call out to me. At that time, this was many years ago. I was driving a Tahoe and Tahoe truck, and I heard someone call out to me, and I'm used to that. You know what I'm saying? Because what y'all don't understand before you think, um, I have a large. Everyone knows, I run stores in all the boroughs of New York: Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island, Staten Island. I run all of those stores. A lot of people know me. I'm very popular, so I'm kind of already used to people calling at me, way before y'all ever saw me on this thing. I'm like, a real street, boss where people recognize me already. So I'm thinking that someone calling me for a job I didn't really know. So I stopped to look, and they came up to the car, and they was hearing that I was playing battle rap, and they came and said to me, I just did a new battle, to check out or whatever like that, and I looked up and looked at the person's face, and it was him. And, we clicked and became friends at that point ever since. And that was years before you ever saw us on the show. Oh yeah, absolutely. I didn't say I didn't forgive him. You know, yes, you're supposed to forgive your brother over and over and over and over and over again, but don't be no fool though. You know, you're supposed to forgive your brother, but that doesn't mean that if your brother haven't done right by you, and continue to slander you, it also tells you you're supposed to take it to the church. And if that doesn't work, sometimes a separation have to be made. yes, the Smith and Wesson episode, it was, one of his highest views, that's for sure. No, I didn't know Black Rob. And that was very funny because he's from Harlem, but he was from, like, I'm from Upper West Side of Harlem, and he was from the East Side. And I'm kind of, partly from the East Side too, because the family. But no, I never, when Black Rob, those guys was already rapping from very young. That's all I could express to you guys. Those guys was already rapping at 17, 18 years old. They already had like rap deals and was rapping at 17, 18 years old. I wasn't a rapper. Unfortunately, I was something totally different. Um, Alpo is from he was from the other side of Harlem as well. Um, when I was a little kid, I used to see him all the time, um, riding his motorcycle up and down 116th Street as I was growing up. I was young then, about 10 years old. He's not my generation. Alpo was, much older than I am. But as a little kid, I would look out the window, and early in the morning, he would be riding the bikes through. Now I do have the funny story. So I think I was 11 years old, and not naming no names, but I had a homeboy that was a few years older than me, on 116th Street, and I had just got out of church, and when I got out of church that day, I went to go find him and, hang with him or see what's up. I'm still dressed in my Sunday's best and everything. And he was like, today we was going to hook up with a girl. And at that time, that was just like, I'm like 11. I'm like, scared. Like, what are you talking about? A girl. He said, yeah, got this girl. And he points down at her. To me, she a grown woman. She looked like she might have been 20 years old. She, maybe more. She was grown. So he like, we had to get some money. I know if he hear this, he laugh. He said we had to get some money. So he went to Alpo. Alpo would be right there where we was at. And he told Alpo what his plan was, and Alpo looked at us and he laughed. And he gave him the money. He gave now. What ended up happening was the girl ended up taking the money from him. which I think I might have prayed for, because I don't know, because he was, again, he was like 3 years older than me, but he was like my, my friend. He was like, I follow him, thinking, I'm like, that's a grown woman, I don't know nothing about what you talking about right now, and he's like, no, we gonna do this, that. So, I'm just getting out of church, I'm like, this dude here is tripping. And then, he went after Alpo gave us the money, he gave it to her. We follow her to this apartment, and she goes in the apartment and never comes out. My dude started going crazy, banging on the door, going crazy, and eventually the people who apartment it was, they like, oh, he like, you better have her come out. And then when she, I guess the people in the apartment went and told her she had to come to the door or something like that. So when she came to the door, he grabbed her and started trying to pull her out the door. And they wrestling, and she, because again, he is a few years older than me, but he's only about 13, 14, about maybe 14, and she's at least 20, and so they almost wrestling, and he's looking at me telling me to help him, and I'm like, no, I'm like, I didn't want this anyway, and eventually she was back in the apartment, and shut the door, and that was it. I was actually happy to, it kind of went that way. He was popular. We knew that, like I said, and every morning he used to ride the motorcycle up and down the block. This was before he was actually uptown. This was actually before he was uptown with, Rich Porter and, AZ. This was before that time. Or maybe around the same time, but I think it was a little bit before. This is going back to like 85, 86. But this is my second live. I have not, I don't know much about doing these things. I have love for everyone. Just let that be known. I love everyone. Love is important. We must love each other the way how God loves you. That is so important. We must do to our neighbor as our neighbor is ourself. That is very important. These are morals and understanding that if you took the time to really understand it, it would be a lot more you understand about God, the scriptures, and everything else. I'll wrap it up with that. Let me see what we have here. Oh yeah, because I didn't hear any question that I actually didn't answer. No, I do. Outpost not my age. just told you I was a little kid. By the time I was in uh, my first year of high school, he was already like locked up. Not my time. All right, well, much shout outs to everyone. Look like no more questions is coming through. You know, like I said, this is my second time doing it live. I'm going to start doing much more of these. I just wanted to give my take on, you know, what y'all been hearing going on these YouTube streets. And, you know, I wish we could do better, be better. Like, you know, it's, you know, yeah, you know, it's like real men, housewives type gossiping. It's hilarious, man. It's just, you know. Good night, cuzzo. All right. Peace out to everyone. Much love. You know, I will catch y'all next time. Keep watching the show. Don't forget, order your Sun and Shield. Much shout outs to all the people who have been ordering. I really, you know, appreciate that. That's, you know, much love. I have gin, tequila, whiskey, rum, and it's all non-alcoholic. All non-alcoholic. Also have the wine coming out. We should be bringing that out by the end of the month. All your flavor good wine. It's gonna be so good. And the taste is, oh man, non-alcoholic. Also have the beer coming out. Should be coming out around the same time as the wine. Top of the line beer. You can't tell the difference, but guess what? Non-alcoholic. Non-alcoholic. Okay, everybody, you know, I'm gonna shut it down. You know, thank you for all coming in, you know, checking it out. You know, I got love for you all. You know, keep you all in my prayers because your struggle is my struggle. Our struggle is the same. We all need to get through this together. You know, I want y'all all to remember that the night is soon ending and the sun will rise.